Hi there YouTube friends, Annie here. Welcome back to Auntie A's Kitchen. Hope you're having a fantastic week. For those who don't know me, my name's Amanda. I'm just a home cook and I love sharing with people simple, delicious recipes that you can cook for yourself, friends or family, wherever you might be. I have a treat for you this week. I'm going to be sharing with you 4 simple recipes in one video today. In the first part of today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a very fun recipe for pita pockets. If you've never had these before, they really are simple to make. I like to make them on the stovetop and watch them puff up. You can alternatively make them in your oven. They're a great way of making a sandwich and you can fill them with any ingredient that you like. If you've never had them before, I highly recommend trying this recipe. It really is a simple bread recipe, one of the easiest ones that I will have shared with you on this channel. And to give you some ideas of how to eat these, I'm giving you 3 different ways in the rest of the video. The first is a breakfast idea. Scrambled egg with spinach, with seasoned sausage meat and a tomato, cilantro, onion salad. It's just a wonderful way to have a breakfast. The second way is possibly my all-time favorite, and that is roasted chickpeas served inside of a pita bread with some Greek tzatziki. The third way is an English classic, ham, onion, cheese with some English mustard. I know however you eat these, you're going to love these recipes today. Leave a comment below and let me know which is your favorite sandwich combination, and if you have a different way of making them, please leave a comment and let me know how you made them. I'd be interested to know. I'm going to timestamp today's video so that you can skip forward or back to whichever part of the video that you're interested in. Thanks for watching today.
I wanted to show you 2 options when making your pita bread dough. So on the main screen I use a mixer, and in the top corner I show you how by hand. If you are using a mixer, add all of your dry ingredients together, add your water slowly, then leave your mixer to knead on a low setting for about 10 minutes. You might need to stop your mixer halfway through to scrape any dough down from the sides. Alternatively, if you're mixing by hand, I find it easy to use the handle of a wooden spoon to mix the ingredients, and then I will knead for half the time in the bowl and then finish kneading on the countertop surface using the pastry scraper to help me because this is such a sticky dough. This pita bread dough is meant to be very sticky, so at this stage try not to add too much extra flour. After kneading, you will know when your dough is ready, as it is not only soft to touch but tacky. Place this into a bowl, cover with the tea towel, and then leave for about 40 minutes to 1 hour until it has doubled in size. Flour your surface and then divide your dough into 5 or 6 balls depending on the size you want your pita bread. I like to make smaller pita so that they fit into my toaster. If you're looking to make lots of pastry or bread, I highly recommend getting yourself a pastry scraper like the one I'm using, as it's a great tool to manipulate the dough, and for me personally, it's one of my most useful kitchen tools. Bring the sides into the middle, then flip the dough over and you'll have a nice ball. Flatten and roll out your dough. It's essential at this stage to keep your dough smooth and have no creases, as creases in your dough will stop your pita bread from puffing up. Just like you did with your surface, make sure to flour your rolling pin well, as this is a sticky dough. Once I've rolled out my pita, I remove any excess flour and place it on some baking paper. Once you've rolled out all of your pita, cover with some more baking paper or a tea towel and allow to rest for 30 minutes. After 25 minutes, preheat a pan on your stovetop ready for the fun to begin. Place your pita into a hot pan and turn occasionally. Then watch the air bubble appear and fill your pita bread. This really is my favourite part of making pita bread. Make sure to cook both sides evenly and then repeat this process with all of your pita. To save you watching a long video, I will show you me cooking one pita from start to finish so that you know what to expect. In a very hot, non-stick pan, place your pita. You don't need any oil, you want a very dry, hot surface. It only takes a few seconds for the first air bubble to appear as the water evaporates. I like to flip it over, then gently with a spatula push down on the sides, helping the air to fill every available space, creating the maximum puff. Be careful not to push too hard or you will split your pita. I then keep flipping it over until both sides are cooked evenly, and then place this under a tea towel to cool down. Alternatively, if you don't want to cook each pita individually, then you could batch cook these in your oven. Place them into your preheated oven, 180°, for about 5 minutes until golden brown. Sometimes your pita won't puff up in the pan, as I mentioned earlier, if you have a crease or fold in your dough. If this happens, don't worry, just eat your pita as a flatbread. Also, sometimes if you have a weak spot in your dough, air will escape, then just place the spatula over the hole and your pita will puff up. If you're new to the channel, welcome, thanks for being here today, and if you did not know already, a list of ingredients and the measurements needed can be found for each of the recipes on this channel in the description below each video. One of the fun things I like about making pita bread is the different shapes that they will often puff up into. So to have some fun with you today, leave a comment below if you can guess the famous Disney character I'm thinking of with this pita bread. After cooking the pita bread, I will let them cool down wrapped up in a tea towel before storing them in an airtight container. I will often make these ahead of time and store a batch in my freezer as they defrost quickly and heat up in the toaster well. If you've made a pita too big for your toaster, then just place it on top and that works well too. These are so convenient to have and, as you've seen today, easy to make. So please have fun making this recipe and let me know what your favourite fillings are to put inside of your pita pockets. So the first pita pocket idea I have for you is a simple breakfast recipe. I'm going to use some pork meat and season well with a variety of spices, and I will list what I'm using in the description below. Mix in the spices well, then divide your mixture into even shaped balls. Don't tell anyone, but I really like a McDonald's breakfast, so this pita pocket breakfast is my healthy take on a sausage and egg McMuffin sandwich. Once all of the meat is divided up, flatten each of the balls into little burgers, then place them back in your fridge until you're ready to cook them. I usually use 2 little burgers in each half pita sandwich. What I love about this breakfast is it is simple and quick to make, and you could even do all of your prep the night before if you wanted. The next thing to prepare is a little tomato salad. The combination of the red onion, tomato and cilantro go really well together and add a freshness to the pita pocket breakfast sandwich. I usually like to eat very creamy, soft scrambled eggs, but today I'm going to cook this a little bit different. Whisk up your egg, and I like to throw in some spinach. I keep a lot of spinach in my freezer for smoothies, so that's what I'm going to use today, but if you have some fresh spinach, then feel free to use that instead. I'm using a fresh pita today, but instead of having a soft pita sandwich, I'm going to toast my pita so that it's nice and crispy and adds a different texture to this breakfast sandwich. I season my eggs finally with a bit of cayenne pepper for a little bit of a hit, some salt and pepper, and I also add in a drop of cream. Everything's prepared and ready to go, so now it's time to start cooking. I'm going to cook my sausage meat like a smash burger because it really does add a lot more flavour and texture, and once you've had a smash burger you won't want to eat a regular burger again. So in the pan I flatten down the burger meat. Because these are so small, they won't take long to cook, so I flip them over and add a little bit of American cheese as I had some left over from a recent video. They will take less time to cook on the second side, so I quickly place the lid onto the pan to melt the cheese before placing them into my pita pocket sandwich. You don't have to cut your pita bread in half, you can just make an incision at the top and put your food inside as a pocket. I add some butter into the same pan that we just used as I want to pick up some of those flavours and it saves on washing up, and then I add my egg and spinach and allow this to cook. The scrambled egg and spinach doesn't take long, so then I place this into our pocket and then top off with some of our tomato, onion, cilantro salad. You can use a tin of chickpeas or prepare them yourself, and I'll show you in another video how I do this. So onto an oven tray, place your chickpeas, sprinkle some oil and season with salt, smoked paprika and some cayenne pepper for heat. Make sure to mix your spices up well with your chickpeas so that they're evenly coated, then place into your preheated oven 200°C for about 20 minutes. While the chickpeas are cooking, we can get on with preparing our delicious tzatziki sauce, a classic Greek appetizer. And if you've never had this before, I guarantee you're going to fall in love with it today. Peel and then grate your cucumber and place it into a bowl and season with some salt and apple vinegar. This will help draw out the water. Original recipes tend to use white wine vinegar, but I couldn't find any in my local supermarkets. Then set this bowl aside until later. In a different bowl, place some Greek yogurt. You could use regular, but for the best taste and consistency, I recommend using Greek yogurt. Next, I'm going to mash up 1 clove of garlic, and you see me adding a little bit of salt here to help the process. We don't want to find any pieces of garlic in our sauce. I add some olive oil into the sauce and get this mixed in before then adding the next ingredient. As I mentioned a moment ago, white wine vinegar is used in original recipes, but I have found a drop of apple vinegar works well with the cucumber and lemon juice inside of our tzatziki sauce. As I've said in many of my videos, don't forget to keep tasting your recipes and season with salt and pepper where necessary. After 10 minutes, I quickly check on my chickpeas, give them a quick shake in the pan and pop them back into the oven for the final 10 minutes. We want our chickpeas to be crunchy on the outside and soft in the middle. You want the texture and flavour of the cucumber but not the water, so make sure to drain it really well before adding it to your yoghurt sauce. The last ingredient to add is some fresh dill. You could use a dried herb if this is all that you have, but for the best flavour in recipes, I recommend using fresh herbs where you can. Once this is mixed in, don't forget to have one final taste to see if you need to add any other flavours, then place it into your serving dish and put it into your refrigerator, not only to keep cool, but I personally feel that tzatziki tastes better if you leave it for a few hours before serving. I forgot to get a pita out of the freezer to defrost, so while my chickpeas are cooling down, I do that. The chickpeas look and smell amazing. It's difficult not to snack on them, so I get on with preparing my salad of choice for this pita. So crunchy red cabbage, red onion, and romaine lettuce. The ingredients are all prepared, so it's time to put everything together. If you were going to make any pita sandwich, I'd highly recommend that you make this healthy roasted chickpea and tzatziki pita sandwich. The flavour combinations make this one of my favourites, and I think you will love it too. This final pita is very quick to prepare, and you can't go wrong with a classic combination of ham, cheese and onion. I did say in the introduction I'd be using an English mustard, but for those of you with eagle eyes, you'll notice that I'm using a French mustard now instead. This last sandwich isn't complicated to make, just layer on your mustard, add your ham and onions and a strong cheese, season with some pepper and then get it under your grill for about 5 minutes until the cheese has melted. Instead of eating the pita sandwich on its own, I quickly knock up a basic salad with some romaine leaves and sprinkle some pumpkin and sunflower seeds over the top. I had some leftover Caesar salad dressing, so I used this to season the salad. I love eating salads, and using fruit is a way of bringing natural sweetness into a salad. If you like eating fruit and salads, then I have 2 other recipes you might be interested in looking at, one using pomegranate and the other using watermelon. The final thing to finish off our salad is an apple, and I love an apple in a salad for its sweetness and crunch, and it also pairs well with the cheese. A little bit of lemon stops the apple from browning, and we're now ready to serve up. Thanks everyone for watching today. A gold star if you watch this video all the way through. I appreciate all of your support. I hope you have fun making your own pita bread sandwiches and enjoy sharing them with friends and family. I'm already looking forward to seeing you in next week's video. Until then, God bless. Chop bok ham na da.